I'm so excited to have this review for you guys. Yo, I was really surprised to get this in the mail today because I had been stalking their website for like a few weeks, deliberating, and I did actually order a different doll that's not going to ship out until May. And when I got this, I was like, oh my god, what doll is this? Because that's crazy. But actually, my husband Adonis, who is very observant and savvy and smart, decided to purchase this for me after he saw me like kind of stalking YouTube and, you know, Google, trying to get information on Ashton Drake dolls. Adonis is the kind of person who, he's a problem solver. Like, he'll complain in the sense of he'll tell you how he feels about something, but he won't just keep doing that. He'll eventually come up with a solution and just take care of it himself. That's the kind of person he is. So I really shouldn't be surprised that he, you know, got me this without telling me he was going to get it. But this is the Little Mia doll. This is one of those dolls that's supposed to have a full vinyl body with a cloth body underneath. So I had seen a couple of videos for this doll on YouTube, but guys, seriously, I mean, I'm not trying to knock anybody, but if you're gonna do a review or a detailed video, I don't understand why people just leave out all the details. Like, it's so frustrating to have to go through video after video after video trying to find certain information as a consumer that's just not there, and I don't understand what is so difficult about that. So here we go again, just taking matters into my own hands. But anyway, this is how the doll comes packaged in the box. Okay, and I'm not gonna bore you guys with like moving all the pieces off of her and stuff. I'm just gonna take her out so you guys can see what you're getting, and we'll get into all the details after I do that. Okay, here we are with the doll out of the box. Jackson's gonna help me with this review today so that you guys can see everything you want to see about this doll. Let's start with her body. The doll is wearing everything that she came with in the box. She only had this little purple top that ties up here at the neck, and she had the white diaper. It's like a cloth diaper type of a thing, and that's it. That's all she has on out of the box. And I did notice that her body is quite soft, and it does appear to be all vinyl, but it's really not. Jayu, can you lay her back? Lay her back against you. Okay, let me show you guys close up. Jayu, can you show us her belly and chest? You see how the body is, guys? It's a plate that goes around her whole body. It goes all the way around to the back. Turn her around. Okay, and it's squishy. You can squeeze it like Jayu's doing right now, and it's like pretty thin. It's a thin belly plate, and it's covering up her cloth body underneath. So if you turn her back around, Jayu, yeah, so this is the cloth underneath that she's connected to. Her limbs and everything are connected to that cloth. And as you can see here, she's got 3/4 arms, and I believe her legs are also 3/4. They appear full because of the way that the diaper sits on her, but they're really not. She does have a piece here that's jointed that goes all the way. So yeah, we're gonna open this up, and this doll has girl baby parts, so relax. It's just dolls. It's just plastic. It's not real. So yeah, so here's how her body is assembled down here. As you can see, this part is the plate right here. See, and it's soft enough for me to kind of dig my finger underneath, but she's got a cloth body under there and a joint. See the joint that moves her leg? So she can easily move. She is pretty floppy, and I noticed, see, when she squeezes her limbs, how squishy they are. You can almost touch one end to the other end because she's hollow on the inside. So guys, I don't really like that people are calling these dolls reborn dolls, because they're really not reborn dolls. They are similar to reborn dolls in their quality, and you know, the sculpting is by actual reborn sculptors, but the dolls themselves are not reborn dolls in any sense of the word. It's so inaccurate. They are playline dolls that are just very high-end and well crafted. Nobody painted these dolls with, like, you know, all the detail that you would use for a reborn doll. There's no modeling, there is no shading, there's no veining, there's no creasing, there's none of that when it comes to these dolls. They're just like the factory dolls you'd find at Walmart in the way that they're painted. However, because the sculpts themselves are so, you know, realistic, and the body parts are made of really great vinyl that's soft, they are better than the Walmart dolls in that sense. So if you're trying to purchase a reborn doll, please, I advise you stay away from getting a Ashton Drake doll with that in mind, unless you know someone who can reborn the kit for you, like take it apart and reborn it for you, or if you're going to enhance it yourself. That's the only way that this doll would be a reborn doll. I just want to make that clear as a collector, that it's not accurate for people to say that Ashton Drake dolls are reborn dolls. But nowadays, it's like the word reborn has kind of become synonymous with any baby doll that you would order online. It's very misleading. Even when you go to like eBay and you look up reborn dolls, all kind of weird, strange dolls, plastic dolls from China come up in the search, because reborning has become so popular that it's like a key word that these companies use just to sell their products. So I just wanted to make that clear, that it's not a reborn doll. And honestly, I think these dolls are pretty good dolls to get for children if your kids are like obsessing over reborns, but you know that they're probably not going to take as good care of a reborn doll as they would a play doll. It simulates a reborn doll's effects, so I would invest in one of these dolls. So I was interested in this baby because of the body plate, and curious about how effective it is. I did notice that the back plate, see how the back plate rises up over her shoulders and her neck? It almost like covers that part of her.
I'm gonna hold her.
Okay, just hold her like that then. Yeah, I don't think I like the way that looks, and I'm gonna try and figure out if there's a way that I can customize her to adjust that part a little bit, but it's very strange looking, and it just looks like her back is like, I don't know, like it's just too big for her body. So yeah, I'm interested in disassembling this doll anyways, because I've seen some people take apart their silicone Ashton Drake dolls and they all had sand inside of them, like bags of sand weighting them down, and I don't like that. I don't want to hug a bag of sand, even if it's a cute bag of sand. So I think I'm going to disassemble her, restuff her, and actually even add maybe some little pellets to her arms to give them some weight and the squishiness. I mean, it is really, really flexible, but it's because it's hollow, and I don't know if I like that. I don't feel anything in there.
Yeah, it feels like empty.
Yeah, it feels empty. And then her face, let's look at her face closer. Now, I did notice that, and I don't know if all of these dolls are like this or it's just this particular one, but, and also look, see how her head is like kind of stiff? It doesn't flop back. I don't really like that. Alright, I'm not sure if you guys can see clearly here. I'm a little blinded because we're outside and it's super bright. But her eyes do have eyelashes applied, and to me her eyes look really foggy. But I don't know if I'm just bugging out or if that's really how they look. But to me, I can't really see like clarity in the eyes. So I don't know if that was done on purpose or what, but I like I said, I've never owned one of these dolls, so I'm not sure, but the eyes are definitely different from what I use in my reborn dolls. So yeah, I don't know, it doesn't seem real clear. Like the glass here seems kind of foggy to me. Her mouth is a little open, but because her face is hard vinyl, I cannot squeeze it or anything. It's hard vinyl, but the texture is not hard, if that makes any sense. It's got some friction to it, but nonetheless, it is extremely hard. You can't squish the face at all. This is another reason why I feel like these dolls are very different from reborn dolls, because a reborn doll's face, you can definitely squeeze it, you can manipulate it, and the ears, they're so hard. Like, I'm gonna try and pierce it, but I mean, a reborn doll's ears are not this hard. So yeah, that's a little odd. But anyways, her mouth is open, and you can see back there she's got kind of a tongue, and I don't know that her mouth can fit a regular binky, probably not. And also I noticed that her hair is rooted, it's not glued. I don't know that every one of these dolls are made this way, because on the website it says that her hair is hand applied, which normally means that it's glued on, and that's what I expected to get. But this one doesn't have glued on hair, and her hair is actually kind of wavy and curly a little something. And most of the Mia dolls that I've seen people handling on YouTube, they didn't have rooted hair, and it was straight. It wasn't curly at all. So I'm pleasantly surprised by that. Maybe I just lucked out and got a doll that happened to be rooted. So don't expect that to be the norm. If you order one of these dolls, there's no guarantee that her hair will be rooted. I would check around and ask a few different people who own the doll, but mine is, so I'm not gonna complain about that. Her eyebrows do look really fake, so I'm probably gonna erase those and redraw eyebrows on for her, but they're in a cute position, I think. And I'm gonna open her up anyway just to get rid of the sand. She is very well weighted, I'm not gonna lie about that. She feels heavy, and that's without the limbs being full of anything, so that part is good. They must have put a lot of sand in this girl. Haha. Her hair is super soft. I believe they use mohair on their dolls, and I'm really impressed with the hair. Like, I didn't expect for it to be this good. The rooting job is so-so. As you can see, it's very pluggy, but that can be easily camouflaged if you have a little bit of painting experience. You can go around the hairline with a nice light paint, or with my artist pencils, and draw her some baby hairs to camouflage those, the plugs. And then in the back, here's where her rooting starts, right here. And I don't see a real spiral effect, but I mean, I can tell that it starts right here and then it goes out like this and keeps on going. Whoever worked on this doll, they did a pretty good job on getting her hair right. I don't know if they hand rooted this or they used a machine or what, but it's really not that bad. I mean, for it to be a non-reborn unit, this is crazy good how the hair turned out. But you do gotta be careful with the hair. I don't know how well it's sealed on the inside. I wouldn't roughly brush the hair of these dolls, to be honest. I would just spritz it with some water and maybe a little tiny bit of leave-in conditioner, and use your hands to style it. And occasionally, if you need to, you could use like a little baby comb and comb out the tangles if it tangles. I'm not sure how good the quality is. So her body is absolutely squishy. Here she is from the side, and this is all one piece. So the plate, it's not gonna, there's no seam, you can't like pull it apart. You have to literally like take the doll out of here, unstuff it, and then put the limbs in through the sides and then restuff it. That's the way you get it in and out of the plate. So if you wanted to, I guess you could just take the plate off altogether if you don't really want it. But I like the way it looks, and I think it will look cool when she's dressed with the plate. Me personally, I'm satisfied with this doll because of my insomnia, and sometimes I just want to hold a doll to fall asleep. But my reborn dolls that I have in the house that are completed at the moment, they are toddler sizes. They're like 26 inches and very heavy. And Adonis gets really annoyed by them when I wake up the next day and I like go off to work and those dolls are still laying in the bed because they're so heavy and hard to maneuver, I guess, for him. So he just ends up like tossing them in a corner or something, or covering them up with pillows, and I don't want him to get annoyed with my habits. So I decided to invest in a little cuddle buddy, and like I said, I ordered a different doll to cuddle, but Adonis actually got this one for me. That was the purpose that I wanted the doll for, was just to cuddle them. And of course, and redress them and style them, because it's very therapeutic and relaxing to do that with your dolls. And I do collect the other dolls besides Barbie, as you guys know, so I'm starting to build back up my baby doll collection a little something. And I do really like the texture of this doll. I'm gonna redress her because I don't really want to keep her in that outfit that she came in, which was barely an outfit at all. And we'll see what she looks like after she's redressed. Before we dress her in an actual outfit, I just wanted to show you this little set that I picked up from Walmart that I think is really adorable. It's, if you look at it, it's like a knitted set, and the top, the hat is like the shape of a fox's face, and then the bottom piece that covers the diaper, if you turn the baby around, you'll see that it has a foxtail. And look at that. That's so adorable. I think it would be cute to take pictures of her posing that once I figure out how I'm going to pose her and stuff. But I thought it was cute. They all were the same size, 0 to 9 months. I think this doll actually wears a newborn size a onesie, because I have 0 to 3 months and they look a little bit long, but I wasn't sure, so I just got a 0 to 3 months for her. I don't know, I might end up going back to exchange them for smaller sizes, but I do think newborn size will fit real good on this doll. So I'm gonna go ahead and dress her. Let's just look at her feet really quick before I cover them up with socks. The feet are quite squishy, and
they feel soft.
They are very soft. I do think that the feet, at least this part of the foot, there's some, well, actually no there isn't. It's all hollow, you guys. There's nothing in there. Yeah, but it's real squishy. It's fun to squeeze. And she has a little pedicure. Her nails are tipped, and then there's the bottom of her feet. Not much blushing or anything. And then the same with her hands. She's got a manicure on her fingers, which I think this one's pretty well done, but I do believe that these dolls, after you handle them for a little while, these things will start to chip off. So while Jackson's putting her socks on, you can see the rest of her outfit. We just threw on a 0 to 3 month old onesie and the same size in the pants. I do think that she could probably get away with newborn size. This stuff isn't big on her. It's just, I like to put my dolls in clothes that are kind of tight, because around the neck, if it's too open, you can see the cloth, and I'm like I don't know, I'm kind of OCD about stuff like that, so I don't really want to see the cloth. Not because I'm trying to fool people into believing that my dolls are real, but more because just for myself, I feel like it just gives me a more realistic experience with the dolls when I can see as little of the cloth as possible. So that's just for me, but overall I think she's really adorable. And that's what she looks like with the socks on. Her feet are real tiny too. I think she's like a 0 in shoes. You have to get like real newborn infant type shoes for these kinds of dolls. But nonetheless, my daughter really likes her, and I do recommend these dolls for children because it's unlikely they're going to really damage the doll, just the way that they're made. And of course, you do have to be careful with the hair, so that's the number one thing. Make sure your kid is old enough to understand that the hair cannot just be manhandled. But all in all, I do really like this doll a lot for the purpose of being a cuddle baby. I am excited to customize her. I wish I had more time to actually like properly, work on my dolls, but I don't because of my work schedule at the moment. And this is definitely one of those dolls that I think I would probably end up just straight reborning altogether and giving her some depth to her skin tone, because she's a really good sculpt and the hair is already rooted, so I would just leave it the way that it is. And I'm really happy about how fast the shipping was. Another thing about her is that her head does not move from side to side. So this is another reason why I would take her apart and reassemble her, so that I can make her more the way I want her to be, because I want her head to be real floppy. I do like her a lot. She definitely gets my approval. If you guys are curious about specific details on this doll that was not covered here, please stalk me in the comment section and remind me to make the video, because I will do it. Because I want you guys to have as much information as possible before you spend money ordering these types of dolls online that you can't see in person first. You do have the option of purchasing these dolls with a 4-month installment plan. So I hope this video helps someone out there to make a decision on whether or not Mia is for them. I don't plan on keeping her factory name. I'm just gonna change it to something else. But that's another thing about a baby, a real baby. You can't really cuddle your babies at night because they can't lay in the bed with you. Like if they fall asleep in the bed and you fall asleep with them, there's a very high risk of accidentally smothering your child. So as much as you want to hold them and cuddle them, you can only do it when you're both awake. Or I should say when you yourself are awake and the baby can be asleep. But you can't do it at night when you're trying to fall asleep. So this is a great alternative for those mommies out there who want to experience holding their babies to sleep at night, but don't want to risk hurting their actual babies in the process. And Jayu, what do we say at the end of our videos?
Have a dolly day.
That's right.
Bye-bye.